Chipperfield, he'll get this. Scott Chipperfield. Well taken. They gave him too much room in the box. Four-man wall from Perth. Horsley! The Wolves coming back at Perth. Afcos against Pagliacomi. Saved! That's it!
I still think it hasn't set in. Every time I reflect back on it, I go, did it really happen? Because you couldn't script it any better than what it has happened.
We are just so proud that we did it in a region that has been well and truly starved of a champion sporting side at any, in any sporting competition nationally that are held.
Can I congratulate the Wollongong Wolves? It brought a smile not only to the people of the Illawarra, but to people right around the state to see this Illawarra team take out a national title.
We are a sporting city, and it is the heart and soul of this city. Without it, we're nothing. And I believe that the Wolves proved that we are up against the best, and we are the best.
I don't think that people truly understand that, yes, we are the champions, but the way it was achieved, the way the comeback occurred, everyone felt that we were out of the competition.
We had good team unity and the players had the belief in themselves, and this year I thought we had something special, and previously to that I thought we were just a strong team but not a championship winning team.
Wollongong came, they stole the ball, they stole the party possibly, but what a great advertisement for our world game it was today. Magnificent, one of the best games I've ever seen in my career, and I tell you what, it'll be a long time before you see something like that again.
If we were a handicap race, a Sydney to Hobart for example, a lot of the times we remember Brindabellas and the Nokias, the boats that sail first past the post. Now we happened to sail first past the post, but we were a boat that didn't have the engine size or the sailing capabilities. I won't mention the skippers or the crew members because we certainly had those. We didn't have a professional setup of trainings. We didn't have the 6 training sessions or 7 a week. We didn't have all the video sessions that other clubs do who are professional. Basically, we never had the money. I think if I recall correctly, we were the second lowest budget in the league, above Newcastle. And yet on handicap, I think we would have won by a country mile.
If you're familiar with your surroundings, it's a lot easier. So, where we stayed was great. The training facilities were probably not as good as we were hoping for. We were hoping to get more of a run on Subiaco, and to Nick's persuasiveness, we're lucky to get 1 run on it. But the only problem is we had the wrong kind of sticks up for that time.
Les, Daniel, let's go. Ron, come on, get a goal up, please. Straight away, right now.
I think what hit us the most was all our supporters who were over there. You know, when we got up for breakfast, they were there and always coming over and having a word. And I think that clicked to people that we weren't doing for ourselves, but we're doing for the region, because these guys had forked out a lot of money to come and watch us, and we didn't want to let those people down.
Oh, the Wolves are worth it, you know. It's the first time they're getting through. They need all our support from Wollongong. They need some youth backing them, older guys backing them. They need the whole town backing them.
Probably would have went anywhere just to follow them. Perth is a beautiful city, and it's good to be here, but doesn't matter where it would have been.
They're one of the best teams I've seen. Really fast attacking team they are.
Action. Where are we at again? Esplanade Park. Well, here we are this morning, Saturday, 11:56 at Esplanade Park in a closed training session for the Wollongong Wolves this morning. I've been lucky enough to get a flight over and that, and just sort of try and play my part and, you know, probably make it as fun as possible. I think you've got to enjoy this occasion and that sort of thing. So, like, I certainly will be enjoying it, and that's the sort of thing that I'll be passing on or interviewing in the boys. We're off to the hairdressers today?
Actually, hairdressers will be tomorrow. I've already booked myself in. $40 haircut. Yeah. I want them to style a little bit differently this time.
I take it they're going to be doing full face, mate?
Yeah, full face, you know. If you, as my father's always told me, if you can't be a football player, you might as well look like a football player. So, yeah, it's going to be short back and sides on both ends.
George, what's with the hat and the cigar, mate?
The hat and the cigar. Okay, the cigar was a present from Robbo, simply because he thinks I'm always smoking them, but I'm not. I always work hard. But as far as the hat, the last time I had the hat here, we won 3-0 against Perth, so I'll be wearing the hat for as long as I can.
We sometimes consider ourselves the pub team because you know, we just play for each other. When players aren't on big money, we play for each other, we play for the region, and I think that's what makes us a special team, because we've got that blend, and we've got that passion to play for each other.
Growing up through Wollongong, I used to go and watch local games for the Wolves, and as a kid growing up, you always had that desire to play for the Wolves one day, and do that and create history for the clubs is just a bonus.
For myself, you know, 30 years old now, going to 31, probably my last chance. I'm not saying we're not going to do it again next year, but it's going to be a lot harder next year, so I'd definitely like to have a medal around my neck at the end of the day.
Gravitation will get stronger. My spirit blows away. My brains are on a blaze. The weakest feeling here is bliss. This is the best thing that has ever happened to me. These are the colors that I've always wanted to see.
I don't think there'll be much in it. I think it'll get out of who wants it bad. I think we're hungry. We've had to do it sort of a bit harder than they have.
I'm going to get into my persona. Okay. You asked me a question, so just change my face.
Alright, hang on a second, hang on. What do you want me to ask you?
Then you get a visual it's very much your interview, so you can be asking me anything that you want. Ask me something about the Wolves. The Wolves are good team.
Any news, mate?
Not as much as I thought, actually, so it's not too bad, actually, it's good.
And Perth Glory have just sabotaged the bus, so we're not going to get there. We're not going to get there on time.
You're a kick in the guts.
I think there's a little bit of pressure on some of the younger boys who haven't experienced it. Of course, I've never experienced a grand final. I've played in semi-final football, and you know, Robbie Stanton and Dave Skinsey have experienced it, and they've experienced the highs and lows. So, you know, those guys were the settling influence on the team, and they made a big difference. Big difference.
We keep turning and keep turning and keep turning and keep turning, and even if we lose it, we apply the pressure in the corners. Okay, all the best.
Okay,
Who's written in here? Who's written in here that Horsley scored 29 NSL goals in his career? That's crap.
Yeah, but he's played 360 games.
No, he hasn't scored that many. Horsley! Bobby!
Kenny, obviously a big day for you too, being the mascot.
Awesome. Best bunch of footballers I've ever come across. And I've been involved in league, Australian rules and that throughout the years, and until I actually started 2 years ago doing this job, I knew very little about soccer, and now that I've been involved with this, I wouldn't go back to the league. It's, it's just the best, mate.
A little bit nervous, the old flow's going, but I think it helps that we've experienced this crowd before, a couple of weeks ago. It's still fresh in the memory, and we know what to expect.
Chipperfield on the wrong foot. Chipperfield, he'll get this.
You could hear the crowd just starting to rise, and when they started playing the music, the back of the hairs on the back of my neck started to rise up. And when I walked out there, I said, "This is it. This is what it's all about. You play your whole life to play in such an occasion." And when we walked out and the national anthem was sung, you know, there's no greater feeling.
Eddie Lenny gets us underway in the grand final for 2000. And Manillo gets an early touch, the challenge from Tchaikovsky. And well, we mentioned there may not be as many errors in the first 10 minutes as there were here 2 weeks ago, but there'll be nerves.
We believe we're all the guys to come to lose to Perth, because it's just basically a Perth-dominated event. So we were behind the 8 ball from the start, and you know, we knew that it's going to be very tough because they're going to be pumped up in front of such a large crowd. And when the game started, we had our opportunities. Stuart Young had one right at the start. I had one as well, and you know, we were right in it. And then for a period of about 25 minutes, we just seemed to fall in a hole, and every half chance they had was going in the back of the net.
Great header, second goal. Milicevic. Halpin. Hardwell, 3-0. Oh, my word, Jamie Hardwell, he's a specialist at those.
When the whistle went for the end of the half, you know, we ran off into the room and waited for Nick's words.
As soon as I walked in, I had wiped everything off the whiteboard that we had discussed before the kick-off. I didn't want anyone to see what we had discussed, no reminding of what had happened 45 or 50 minutes prior. I asked everyone to remain cool, calm and collected.
Did you really write yourself off at any time?
No, to write myself off, no. To know that there was a mountain to climb, undoubtedly I did. But I didn't want to be in a position where Wollongong was on the receiving end of the worst defeat in grand final history. We had nothing to lose and nothing to fear.
And that's the man who has to inspire them to something, Matty Horsley.
Then as we were walking out, I don't think we were the most pumped up team. I think we were a team that was reflecting on what we have to do to perform in the second half to be an outside chance, or you know, just to play for a bit of pride. And when the game kicked off second half, straight away I felt there was this feeling that was happening, that Perth had stopped playing. They didn't know what to do.
Chipperfield on the wrong foot. Chipperfield, he'll get this. Scott Chipperfield, well taken. There's Manillo, leaves it. Horsley, it counts.
When I scored the goal, I just had this, I've never had this experience before in my life. I was just so pumped up. I think I could have knocked Mike Tyson out if he was around.
Here's Reid. Reid, yes! Oh my goodness, it's 3-all!
It was just quiet after he scored it. I think the people of Perth were stunned. And I know that the Perth players could not believe that the turnaround that had occurred, and I think that was the reason why, you know, I think at that stage we were destined to win it, because we've shown character, we've shown fight and team spirit to get back.
I had seen the most magnificent of magnificent comebacks in such a game, and not only in soccer, but in the sporting history of this country.
When the whistle went for full time, I can remember I was speaking to Les. I said, Les, you can't be a villain. You can only be a hero, because keepers aren't expected to, you know, to save penalties. So if you save it, you're going to be a hero. And I said, just do your best.
Wollongong first off. Les Pogliacombe gets to watch the initial attempt. It'll be taken by Stuart Young, who is the penalty taker for Wollongong. 5 penalties successfully taken this year. He hasn't missed one yet, nor does he miss one now. Tchaikovsky. Oh, he took it high. He got it. So Robertson for Wollongong against Petkovic. Gets it. As Jamie Harnwell steps up. Oh, puts it in the corner. So Checkerley, sort of here with a left boot. Oh, under Petkovic. Well taken by Schwartz. And look who's taking the next penalty. It's Les Pogliacombe. Yes. Keeper past keeper. Well done.
I'd copped flack from the crowd all game, because I thought this would be the perfect way to give it back to him.
And it's Gareth Naven. Well, Pogliacombe goes the wrong way again. So Petrovsky. Oh, into the roof of the net. Pogliacombe and Werman. Oh, no, he's nearly got it, Pogliacombe.
I remember putting the ball down and just looking behind. There's a 3-tier grandstand behind, and that was chock-a-block, and how small the goals looked.
Oh, no, he's pulled it wide.
When Matty Horsley missed that penalty, the first thing that went to my mind certainly wasn't losing the league. Not by a long shot. It was, oh no, Matt, this cannot happen. It can't happen, Matty, you can't lose the league.
If it goes in, they're home. Edgar Jr. Saved by Pogliacombe! Danilo. Saved by Petkovic. That was a mighty save. Edwards. Edwards, no, saved by Pogliacombe. I don't believe it. Scotty Chipperfield puts it in. Now the pressure's back on Perth. Milicevic. Sorry, Reid puts it through. Afkos against Pogliacombe. Saved! That's it!
I saved the penalty, and I look up at Eddie Lenny, and I'm waiting for him to say, oh, retake it, because I went too early, but blew the final whistle. It's just amazing.
And for Les to save those 3 goals, when it's a week later, and I just can't forget.
Well done. We started from nothing, now we're top.
After we won the trophy and picked it up, and when we brought it over to our spectators, our supporters, there was no one in Subiaco, and I was a little bit disappointed, because I believe, of course, it was such a great spectacle that the people of Perth would have hung around at least to show a bit of respect to the team that, you know, had done the impossible. to the hotel, it just makes it all worth it when you walk in and the lobby's just packed with your supporters.
First one to the lead off will be Sir Alex Ferguson. I hope everyone knows how special this means to me, just not to me, but to the boys in there. 3-0 down. No one gave us a hope in hell of coming back and. Now you're playing along. That's what I wanted you to say. That's what I wanted to say. But this trophy just isn't for me and Nick, for the boys. It's for all you guys who make it worthwhile to go out there and play every week. It's for the town, and boys, we're champions of Australia.
I couldn't believe it when we went back to the frat and all those people were out there. I heard there was more in the morning. You know, I felt disappointed that we might have let some of the people down who'd shown up. You wait your whole life and play football your whole life to be received that way by the, by your peers and by your supporters, and it's a fantastic feeling, and I've waited 10 years for it.
There you go, buddy. You want to sign this now?
This morning from the strangest dream, I was in the biggest army the world has ever seen. We were marching as one from the road to the holy grail. Started out seeking fortune and glory. It's a short song, but it's one hell of a story. When you spend your lifetime trying to get your hands on the holy grail. Well, have you heard about the great crusade? We ran into millions, but nobody got paid. But we raised all corners of the globe for the holy grail. Yeah, 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 yeah. All the locals scattered, they were hiding in the snow. We were so far from home, so how were we to know? There'd be nothing left to plunder when we stumbled on the Holy Grail. Full of beans, but we were dying like flies.
The Wollongong Wolves is there not only for us, it's there for the people as well.
You could not lay a better platform than what has been done now. It all comes down to, I believe, how well we market it now. We have people who have never watched football before or soccer before, who I think we've converted. I think the sky's the limit at the moment. I think you cannot ask for anything more than what we've achieved to date this year, and that only makes us bigger and stronger for next year. But as I said, the only way is up. We can't look back. You know, we've built the platform, we've got to go forward.